What's happening, YouTube? This is TLR Theory here to talk a little bit more about the game keyboard that I showed you guys a couple days ago. Now, the video I posted last time seemed to stir up quite a bit of conversation because it effectively meant that Xperia Play would be able to play any Android game, regardless of whether or not it's optimized. And apparently they liked the video so much that they gave me a second beta, which made some improvements such as adding in multi-touch and even allowing this whole new function where I'll just go ahead and show it to you. We can now drag around the keys and put them wherever we'd like instead of having to go in and put them all in manually through this layout editor. Of course, it'll be a little bit more accurate by doing it here with all the numeric values, but who wants to go through all that when they can just drag them around easily? Now, before I get started, I'm going to create sort of a kind of universal mode since it's so easy to do this now, and I'm basing it off an OnLive controller where Y is on top, A is on bottom, such. Everyone knows that from the Xbox controller layout. But first I have to do a few button mappings. Oh, and on that subject, something I made a mistake on last video is that you actually don't have to map every part of the D-pad. That's already preset. So we can go straight to just mapping all the odds and ends that you will need, like the circle button, which I'll need to be Gamepad B, and X, which I'll need to be Gamepad A. And from there on, the triangle is already pre-mapped as Gamepad Y, and square is Gamepad X, with of course the left and right bumpers being considered. So from there we're pretty much set to start trying out games. But first, probably should have set ZNC as start and select, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. First order of business is, let's just run into some game. Okay. I'm going to try out Xperia first. Now, this happens to be a game I asked the developers about, and they were pretty adamant about making sure this didn't ever have hardware key support because I guess they thought it wouldn't work out right. Of course, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to just settle for that. I'd like to decide that for myself. So let's see exactly how Xperia works when we throw in our own controls. Let's see who I want to play as. Sure, typical main character hero looking guy. Skip all this. The point of a skip is that it's supposed to skip the entire cut scheme. If you haven't checked this out, this is actually a very high quality game for the Android platform. Got a lot of atmosphere in it too. I like the atmosphere a lot. Okay, right off the bat we only have touch controls, so let's change that. And we'll put this here. I don't think we have any need for anything else at the moment, so I'll just get everything else out of the way. Actually, I will make a shortcut just for potions by putting that there, and a shortcut for magic by putting that there. And there we go. Yeah, that makes it really easy to just set this up. as opposed to having to go into that editor and do everything. And oh, take that, creators of this game, this is working fairly well with physical controls. Actually gonna let this enemy beat me up a bit so I can have a reason to use heal. And taking too long. Yep, that works fine for shortcuts, and there's pretty much no reason why this shouldn't already have physical controls. But my ranting aside, let's move on to the next game. The next one I'm going to show off is Advana. Go ahead and give credit to what they improved on this new version of the beta. But first let's set some things up. And I want my right button to switch characters, while triangle does the the team attack. I don't have enough SP. I'm close to a level up, shouldn't be too big of a deal. Now this is working perfectly with touch controls, and I can... Oh, that's not the swap I wanted. There we go. And now the shoulder button can swap characters just that easily. Now in the previous beta, since it didn't have multi-touch implemented, doing this upward attack motion was kind of difficult. So it's not even released yet and they're already improving things. And moving right along. Next game, let's try Across Age. It seems to be striking a lot of fan appeal with fans of the E series that Falcom made. So let's see how this works out with it. This already has menu set to do something, so I can't launch the keyboard with it. So I guess I'll show you another neat trick, that you can just call out the keyboard after exit, and just like that you can still access everything. Just do a quick little setup here to make things comfortable for me. That way I have left and right button controlling the change member and the solo. And I'll just move these out of the way. Perfect, perfect, beautiful. Okay, let me go ahead and switch to another game before I get addicted to this again. Next on the list is Destinia. I've been hounding Gameville for ages to try to get them to give this proper touchpad support, or proper gamepad support. And of course, no dice. But now we have this beautiful piece of software so that we can take it into our own hands. Another one of these games where the menu button already does something, so we'll refer back to our little trick. And I don't too much care for shortcuts here. Just need to move and hit stuff. There we go. It really is a massive improvement just to see that we can easily switch between profiles like this. One thing that would be nice is if we could have a preset profile that would automatically load as soon as we load a game. I would add a lot of automation to this so that you'd have even one more worry relieved. And I believe this is the last game I'm going to be showing you. But it's the one everyone's been blowing up my inbox for all since I posted that other freaking video. Street Fighter 4. Which of course is only supposed to be on the LG phones, but you know me better than that. I'm not gonna accept that.
Street Fighter 4.
Now, I posted another video of Street Fighter 4 in the Xperia Play, which was actually being played via on live. This one is actually a port to Android from iPhone, which is just extended to fit on the larger screens. So let's just hop into a training match. This is where this would actually show its beauty the best, because trying to control a fighting game with the touchscreen is no fun at all.
And the battle begins. Fight!
And it's nice that you can do this while the game's active too. I really like that. Throw these up here for the super shortcuts and we'll be in business. Nice. I don't think I put that left button in the right place. Let's try that again. There we go. That's kinda nice. One thing I do notice that's an issue right off the bat is that this doesn't seem to support diagonals from just pressing any kind of diagonal combination. It's getting the most polar directions. And one thing I'm also noticing right now that I haven't got before is that too many inputs seems to cause this to lock up, which could become a major issue later on. And it seems once it starts getting into that locked state, then it stays locked until you lock another key. And now I can't get any response out of it. And Street Fighter's trying to show its instability on me right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. So just to reiterate, it's a very great improvement, but it seems like there's gonna eventually need to be some kind of automation, a sort of profile system where it remembers, potentially locks every game that you have installed into a database and loads a different profile based on what you start up. And of course those couple issues would have to be resolved. Alright, this is TLR Theory out. And again, I have no idea when this beta is going to be released to the public.